everyone, this is our 18th lecture. Now in previous lecture only we have discussed theorem number 4 and its proof is remaining. So first I show you this proof that if AB inverse equal to B inverse A inverse, then how can we prove it? So let us take first multiply both sides by A inverse, then what I get? I into A inverse. So if I open this A into A inverse into B, if we open this bracket, then what we get? I into A inverse is A inverse only. Now A into A inverse, again identity, into B, AB inverse, it's equal to A inverse. Now we multiply both sides by B inverse, but I into B is B only. So multiply both sides by B inverse into A. So AB inverse equal to B inverse into A inverse. Now B into B inverse also identity, so I into AB inverse equal to B inverse into A inverse. And what is I into something? That is your term only. So B inverse into A inverse. This proof is not as too much important for exam, but for your understanding we have discussed it once. Now remember, we follow the same method which one we have discussed in our previous class, that which is the elementary operations method. I have explained you by the row. Same thing you can follow with columns also. In your textbook both the method is shown, with row also and with column also. Now which one is easier for you? You can follow. Now this is your exercise 3.4. In 3.4, first 13 or 14 questions are given with 2 by 2 only. So first we start first question. Matrix is given 1, -1, 2, 3. Now we have to follow the row reduction method. So how can we find for inverse? If we take 1, -1, 2, 3, then what I have to write here? 1, 0, 0, 1, identity matrix. Now I have to shift this 1, 0, 0, 1 here, and what is the inverse of A? We will get here. Okay, first we want to remove this 2, means we have to make it 0. How can we make it 0? We are going to make a change in R2. So we will multiply R1 with -2 and we will add in R2. We can write like this. So how can we write this thing? First row we will keep as it is. Now make a change in second. 1 multiply with -2 will be -2 and 0. Multiply this with -2, -2 -1 plus 2 and added in 3 means 5. Multiply this with -2, this 0, so 1 as it is. Now we will divide second row by 5, or you can say multiply by 1 by 5. So what you get? Divided by 5. -2 by 5 and this will be 1 by 5. Now the easiest way, 1 will be this row will be added in first. So how can I write? We have to make a change in R1. And what is the change? R1 will be added with R2, means this directly will be added here. Okay, let us add it. 1 as it is, -1 plus 1 will be 0. Add this one direct, 1 minus 2 by 3, 2 by 5 sorry, so 3 by 5, and 0 plus 1 by 5 will be 1 by 5. Now keep this as it is. So 0, 1, -2 by 5 and 1 by 5. Now what is your inverse? 3 by 5, 1 by 5, -2 by 5 and 1 by 5. This is your inverse of A. And what is our A? Matrix A is this. Okay, one more time I repeat this question because this method is quite tedious. So to easy way to understand this method, we repeat it once. What we have given 1, -1, 2, 3, but we do not want this 2 and we do not want this -1. On place of this 2 we want 0 and here we want 1, 1. Okay, so first we have to remove this term. So if we want to remove 2, we can multiply this with minus 2 and added here. So if I multiply this with minus 2, then added here, then this became 0. But here if we multiply with minus 2 plus minus 1 plus 2, added here means we get 5. Multiply this with minus 2 and add in 0, so minus 2 and 0, so no need to make any change. So now first 0 we are getting, but we don't want this 5. Here we want 1 only, so we have divided by 5. When you divide by 5, you get here 1, and then what you get? Full term divided by 5. So minus 2 by 5 and this will be 1 by 5. But still we don't want this minus 1. So what to do? This 1 will be added here. So we can remove this and we can make it 0. So we have written here, we are adding in R2 will be added in R1. So what you get? R1 plus R2. I have written here multiply by 1 because sometimes we are multiplying by 2, multiply by minus 2, so 1 also I have written. Now let us add this minus 1 and plus 1, 0. 1 minus 2 by 5, so 3 by 5, and 1 by 5 will be added in 0, so 1 by 5 only. Now here we get identity matrix. So what is your remaining part this side will be your inverse. So first question, in which by row reduction method we get the inverse of A. This is the method for finding inverse in this chapter. Now we go to second sum of the same exercise. In this exercise first 14 questions are given of the same time, so few of it we discuss it, otherwise you can try the rest one. 2 1 1 1. This matrix is given. Now for finding inverse we have to write 1 0 0 1 in this manner. This is the easiest way. Now we don't want this 1, but if we divide first this by 2 and we subtract, then only we can arrange in that form. So first we have to operate our first row, and first row multiply by half. Half means this became 1. So let us write it 1, this is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 0. I have just changed our first row and remaining part as it is. Now we don't want this 1. So how can I write? We are making change in R2, but how can we make this? We are subtracting R1 from it. So let us subtract it. First we will write first row as it is. Now we have to make a change in second. 1 minus 1, 0. Now half. Now 1 minus half will be half. 0 minus half will be minus half, and this 1 minus 0 is 1 only. But we don't want 2 here. But first we operate this, that subtraction of, so R1 will be subtracted from R2. So we can make this term also 0. Now write 1. Now check. 1 minus 0 is 1. Half minus half is 0. Now here 1 minus minus half will be 1, and multiply this with minus sign added here, so will be minus 1. Now keep second as it is because we have make a change in R1 only. Okay. Now still we don't want here 2, we want 1. So second row multiply with 2. So 1 0 1 minus 1. When you multiply with 2, minus 1 and 2. Now here we get identity. So this is our inverse. What is your A inverse? That is 1 minus 1 minus 1 2. This is the inverse of this. Okay, let us repeat it once. 2 1 1 1 we have it. Now we have written identity matrix. First we don't want this 1, but if we want to subtract, we have to first make this term 1. So I have first divided first row with 2. We can write multiply with half. So when we have divided by 2, this is the easiest step. Second row we have keep as it is. Now we will subtract first row from second. So I have written second R2 minus R1. Now we have written 1 minus 1 0. 1 minus half will be half. 1 minus half, 0 minus half minus half, and 1 minus 0 1 only. Now check, we don't want this half also. So what we have written? We have subtracted R2 from R1. So R1 minus R2. Now check 1 minus 0, that is your 1 only. Half minus half, 0. Half minus minus half means plus half. So 1, half plus half 1, and 0 minus 1 will be minus 1. Second row I have written as it is. Now here I want 1. So we have multiplied second row by 2. So 1 0 0 1, here we get identity matrix, and what is the remaining part this side? That will be your inverse. Now let's take third question, which is also of 2 by 2. Matrix A is given 1 3 2 7. Okay, if 1 3 2 7, what is the meaning of it? We do not want first this 2. So let's write 1 3 2 7 1 0 0 1. If we do not want this 2, then how can we write 2 R1? Multiply this with 2 and subtract from R2. So we have to write our first row as it is. Now let's make a change in second. 2 multiply with 1. So plus 2 subtracted from 2 will be 0. 3 2s are 6. Subtract from 7 1. This will be multiply with minus 2 added here. So minus 2 and this one as it is. Now we still do not want this 3. So how can we write R1? We make a change in R1 and 3 times R2. Means multiply with minus 3 and add here. So what you will get? First multiply 0 with 3, does not matter, it is 1 only. Multiply with 3 added here means 0. Same way multiply minus 3 means 3 2s are 6, minus minus plus and 1 7. Multiply with minus 3 and add in 0. So let's see. Now keep as it is 0 1 minus 2 1. Now you can check what we get, that is identity matrix here. So your A inverse will be 7 minus 3 minus 2 and 1. Let's check one more time. 1 3 2 7. So we do not want this 2 first. So we have multiplied this with minus 2 and added here. So you get 1 3 1 0 as it is. Here 0. 3 2s are 6, 7 subtracted from 7. So 1. Multiply minus 2 and 0 minus 2, and 1 minus 0 is 1 only. Now still we do not want this 3, we want here 0. So multiplied this with minus 3 and added in first. So we get this, and what is the remaining part will be your answer. Now we will take our fourth question. Okay, your fourth question is 2 3 5 7. 2 3 5 7. So for inverse how can we write? 2 3 5 7 1 0 0 1. Now first thing, here we have 5, but we cannot directly subtract it, and we cannot make 2 minus, suppose we multiply with 2, 2 2s are 4 and we can make it 1, we cannot write 5. So for this we have to go one more step. First we make it 1, so if you divide first row by 2, so you get here 1, then you multiplied, if you get multiply with 2, here you get 1. Now multiply with minus 5. So what you get? Minus 5 will be added here. So how can you write? We are making change in R2, and how can we write this change? R2 plus R1 multiply with minus 5 by 2. Now this thing, what do you think? That up till now what we have subtracted? Direct single term, but now we are getting the rational numbers. So this is only the method you have to think, that how can we reduce this matrix? That is the important thing. So we have to keep first matrix as it is. So let me write first row as it is. Now let's multiply this with minus 5 by 2. I show you this calculation on side. Minus 5 by 2. So 2 cancel, minus 5 is remaining, added here, so became 0. Now multiply this 3 with minus 5 by 2 and added in 7. So what is it? Minus 15 by 2 plus 7. 7 2s are 14. So minus 15 plus 14 by 2. So what you get? This will be minus half. Now multiply this with minus 5 by 2 and added in 0. So keep as it is. Now this one clear? How we are getting this? I have shown this calculation on side also. Okay. Now in a second row, if you multiply with minus 2, you will get 1 here. So second row will be multiply with minus 2. So first one we will keep as it is and let's multiply with minus 2. So this became 1. Multiply with minus 2. So this became 5. Multiply with minus 2. Now we want here also 0. So first what we have to do? We are making change in R1. So what is it? R2 multiply with 3 and subtracted from it. So first is 0 only. So no problem. Multiply with this means 0. Now multiply this with 3. So 5 3s are 15. Subtracted from 1. So minus 14. Multiply this with 3. 3 2s are 6. Subtracted. So plus 6. Now keep as it is. This one 5 and minus 2. Okay, let's divide full term by 2. R1. So what you get? 1 0 divide by 2. So you get, now here we get identity matrix. So your A inverse will be minus 7 3 5 and minus 2. So what is the inverse of matrix A? 2 3 5 7 minus 7 3 5 and minus 2. Let's check this method again because here we have multiplied with rational numbers. So let's start. Here we have 5. We cannot directly subtracted these things from here. So we have multiplied this first by divided by 2 and then we have multiplied with minus 5. So minus 5 by 2 multiplied here. So this became 0. When you multiply this with minus 5 by 2, so 7 minus 15 by 2 will be half. 1 will be multiplied with minus 5 by 2. So this and 0, it's no change, we can write directly. Now here we want 1. So we have multiplied with minus 2. So when you multiply with minus 2, you get here 0 1 and this term will be same. We don't want this 3. So multiply this with minus 3 and added here. So you get this. Still we don't want 2 here, we want 1 here. So we have divided all the terms by 2. So here we get identity matrix and what you get here, that is your inverse. So inverse of A will be minus 7 3 5 and 2. This is your fourth question. Let's take one more question. Fifth question will be matrix A 2 1 7 4. So we can write 2 1 7 4 1 0 0 1. Okay, first we don't want here 7. So what to do? Again same, we are making change in R2, but what to do? R1. Now what we will multiply? R1 first divide by 2 and then by 7. So R1 will be multiplied and we are making change in R2. Let's see. First R1 multiply by minus 7 by 2. I show you this calculation here, 7 by 2 plus 7. Check it. 2 2 cancel, minus 7 plus 7 will be 0. So first one we keep as it is. Now this 0. Multiply 1 with minus 7 by 2 to 7 by 2 only. Now this. So what you get? Minus 7 plus 8 by 2. So 1 by 2. So this will be 1 by 2, minus 7 by 2 added directly and 1 here. Now multiply this by 2. So we can write R2 multiply by 2. What you get? 2 1 0 1. 1 0 minus 7 and 2. Now we don't want this one. So what to do? We will just subtract second row from first. So if you subtract second row from first, this became 1 0. 1 minus minus 7 plus means 8. 2, 0 minus 2 will be minus 2, and now rest part we can keep as it is minus 7 and 2, but we do not want 2 here. So, R1 multiply by half. So, 1 0, 4 minus 1 and 0 1 minus 7 and 2. Identity matrix here. So, inverse will be, what is it? 4 minus 1 minus 7 2. Now, this is your fifth question. We have completed 5 questions. Now, you can try remaining, because up till 14 question the method is same. So, for today it is enough. Thank you very much.